Okay, so if you have your E major chord ready, okay, you have to know that you're now one hop away from A minor. Okay, so literally the same finger shape moving down one string. First finger is on the second string. The second finger is on the fourth string, and the third finger is tucked right behind on the third string. And you're starting with string 5 to give it that A emphasis, and then playing the rest of the chord to be A minor. So if you go first to your E major chord that you've learned before, emphasizing the E string and the rest of the chords, that's a beautiful E string. Then you hop over, same shape. You try to lift the fingers and not move them. So if you go like this, you've lost the shape. So you literally want to hold the shape, lift it, and move it over one string. It's not a lot of space that you have to move it. And I'm not lifting very much. Okay. So I'm literally, it's like a little tiny hop. I'm not doing this. That's too far. Okay. So play your E chord, E major, and then to A minor. And this is just practicing that shape. And actually, in a lot of Spanish music, this is the foundation: is going from A minor to E major back to A minor. And why does this work? Because in the key of A minor, the fifth of A minor, A, B, C, D, E, is the dominant chord, and that's always going to be major. In all of the scales, it's going to be major. And in A minor, the dominant is E major. And so it acts like pillars, like columns that hold up a building. These are the foundations of a scale and of a tonality. So when you emphasize them, it really gives structure to how a piece is sounding. Anyway, so if you want to sound really Spanish, you want to jump between these two chords. So how can you do that? You can start with your A minor chord, and you can be very soft and easy with that A minor chord. Play it 4 times into your E minor. And back to your A. And E. And the only thing that I would say is that how do you end this? Well, if you're in a specific key, for example, A minor, if you're in the key of A minor, that brings you into the house of A minor. Okay, you're going to be traveling away and then coming back home, and home is A or A minor. It's that A. So as you go to all the other notes, travel around, go out around town, you always come back home, and so home will be A minor. So if you want to, play these chords back and forth as much as you want, back and forth, you ultimately have to finish by playing A minor. And if you finish by playing E major, it will kind of sound up in the air, a little bit incomplete. And it wants to bring you back home. And that's just the magic of how this tonic being the home tone, and the dominant work in relationship to one another. And we ultimately will have to learn that in all of the keys. But this is the first one that you learn. So this is going between A minor and E major. So you can strum them. But always end up back at your A. Okay, you can play around with it any way that you want, starting with A and ending with A, and going back and forth. You could do it slowly, you could do it fast, you could find rhythms, and that will give you a little bit of a flamenco flair. Okay, hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Ciao.